Welcome to another edition of Desarian Plays EverQuest 2. I am doing a little bit different video here this time. There was a question asked about my settings and everything else, and I thought I'd just go through them really quickly. So this will be a very short video, just on kind of behind the scenes on what's actually recording and what I'm actually doing. First, I want to say that I'm running on Windows 10. And my system is it's not a top of the line system, actually. I've got a kind of a modest system comparatively to what can be done right now. I've got an i5 4670. I don't have it overclocked right now, although after I saw that I didn't have it overclocked, I was wondering, I thought I had, so I'm gonna have to go back and do that a little bit. I have a 16 meg of RAM, and then I'm running a GeForce GTX 760. So it's not even a top line video card. It's a good video card, but it's not anywhere near. And I'm kind of waiting till the 1080s come out, and then the ATI, their new card, comes out. Whenever those all come out and the dust kind of settles from that, I'm probably going to get a new video card, because I know I could improve performance once those come out and I get a better one. Also, I'm not running. So let's go ahead and take a look at the settings, because I'm going to talk about a little bit about those. You're going to see that I'm not running in full screen when I record. I do that because I have to sometimes go over and to my other screen. Whenever you see me looking over here, I'm looking at my other screen, and that's where I have Bandicam running, which is the software that I use to record with. I really love Bandicam. If you're looking at doing this, I highly suggest Bandicam. It makes things so much easier. It's all so much easier, and it gives me the ability to pause. There's very little software out there that gives you the ability to pause, and it makes my editing go 10 times faster. Most of the time, I do not have to edit videos, and that's because I have a pause function in Bandicam. So if you see me looking over, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at my second screen for information or what's going on, or times, or any of that kind of stuff. I do not run in full screen, though. That's what I was mainly getting at. And EverQuest 2 does not have a way to do full screen borderless video, or just to show the game in borderless, which a lot of the modern MMOs do. When that happens, I use a program called Window Borderless Gaming. It's a free program, I think, to download, and you just basically kind of set it up, and that puts your window into full screen. So that's part of the reason I'm able to get the 1080p, right, is because I'm actually making sure that it's using the whole screen in Windows mode borderless. Now, going in Windows mode does reduce the frame rate a little, but I need it just for functionality purposes. So you're going to see that I do have custom, although I think most of this is based on the balanced setting. So I'm not running it very high, even though without recording I can run at almost extreme quality. So it's not EverQuest 2, I used to not be able to run very much at all, but even with this modest system, I'm able to run very high quality, if not extreme quality, on my own if I want to, although I don't ever change it because this is perfectly fine. But I think most of the time I'm running between high quality and balance when I'm recording, but like I said, I've got custom settings here. So we're just going to quickly go through here, and whenever I see something that's interesting, you can see I've got reflections, all this multi-core support. You should probably have this checked. If you have any kind of modern PC, you want to make sure you have this checked. It does make a difference. I'm doing triple buffering. See, graphics, maximum frames per second. I do cap that at 60. Just do that for recording purposes, for smooth settings. Minimum sleep time. Okay, so widescreen doesn't matter. Texture resolution is high, maximum, and high, so you can see I'm running at pretty high levels. Got all of the atmospheric effects on. Got all the water effects on. Particle effects are very high. You can see these really quickly. Lighting high, so I don't use the personal torch, although I could. Actually, I should. I'm going to turn that on. I thought I had that on. So that's like a personal torch that lights your way without taking up any equipment slots. So it's kind of makes it lighter in the dark. Shadows, if you know anything about performance settings, shadows are really usually where you eat up a lot of cycles. So you want to be careful with the shadow settings. You can see I've got it set on medium. And model detail, animation, and like I said, I'm just going through. So if you want to, if you're wanting to copy my settings, make sure you just kind of pause as we go along. I've got Flora all the way on and dense because I think it looks cool. Color correction, I'm not doing much here. Making, just a little bit. Dynamic field of view. Of course, that's for turning on 3D, which is crazy. I don't know. I've never seen that. And I turn off depth of field, ambient occlusion, and sun shafts. These things kind of irritate me most of the time. So when I'm recording, like right now, if I point down, I'm getting around 45 frames per second. I'm looking down at the bottom of my right of my corner because Bandicam puts a little FPS counter down there, so I can tell what I'm recording at. So if I'm looking down, there's nothing in the distance. I'm getting around 45 right now, and I'm on Kira Island. But if I start looking off here in the distance, I get around 35, 36. So even though this video is showing up on YouTube as a 1080p 60, it's not actually recording at that, but I do kind of transcode it into that. So it's always going to be, you're going to see that at the full rate. But still, 35 is still pretty smooth. You can see we're getting just a little bit of pop in there, and we could change the distance because we could see the main island over here, in fact, because you can see right there's Payneal. That's way off in the distance, which is pretty neat. This is actually a very good place to do this video at, just to see the kind of distance. Whenever I'm recording, like right now it's around 35 or so. If you have a similar setting PC, you should be getting double this. So when I'm recording, the FPS goes in half. So if I turned off my video recording right now, it would be around 70. But of course I have it capped to 60. But I can get double what I'm recording at. So that's just a quick look on the graphics settings and what to do. Like I said, I'm not giving any suggestions. I'm just telling you what I'm recording at with the software that I have. Sometime in the near future, like I said, I'll be getting a new graphics card, so I'm going to amp these up a little bit. Maybe. My goal is to always record at 60 frames per second. I can't do it with EQ2. It's just nearly impossible, especially with so much of the atmosphere. Like we get into big, huge scenes like this where we just have so much going on in the background. But other games, I am able to record at 60 frames per second consistently. So it just kind of depends on the game, what's going on, and yeah. So I hope that was informative. If it was, please give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments if you got suggestions for people on how to record in EQ2 or just running efficiently in EQ2. I know there's tons of stuff on the forums on this, and you really should check all of that information out. Although I've found that there's not much you have to change, especially in the modern times. When EQ2 started, it was a hog. I could not even run it on my machine when it first came out. But over the years, it's gotten much better, and these settings have proven to be pretty good. They were kind of ahead of their time with how much they put into the game. But it's still a little clunky. But I think even at 30 frames per second, here I'm running at 30 frames and jumping around. It's still, it's pretty good and good. The jerkiness is really my movement. There's a little stutter. It's a little blurry whenever you move around. But overall, I think it's a good quality, at least for recording. It's what we can do. So, till next time, bye.